It's Testosterone Fantasy Sports. As always, Jesse and Jeff kicking it, doing this thing we love to do. The idea for the name of the show was actually come up with by Jeff, who has been medically tested and has been found to have insanely high levels of testosterone. So it's a libido thing, and definitely is a good name for our show, because when you watch the show, there's a lot of energy, it's a lot of intensity, it's in your face. It's testosterone. The concept had been there for a while. Oh, hey, it'd be fun to do a cable access show about fantasy football, but it actually didn't really take roots or happen until we ran into somebody who Jeff noticed from being on TV.
Kevin J from a little TV show,
Yep.
RB Productions, and he had us in on his show, and we talked about the NFL draft, which happens in April.
Yep, and we did the draft segment with him, and we were kind of like, yeah, now we have an outlet for this idea that we had, and so we got started later that year.
So I come to the studio with all of the set pieces in place. I get everything kind of set up and get myself prepared. Then Alex comes around 4. He's our director. Sets up the cameras and all the technical who's its and all that. We put our heads together and kind of have a little chalk talk or strategy session about how the show's going to go so that we can produce it at the high level.
In the post-production, essentially, our show has a scroll down at the bottom, which the news scroll, I think, really gives it some credibility, because some people that see it online or whatever, if it doesn't have graphics that kind of catch your eye and whatnot, people kind of pass it off as these guys are taping this show in their basement, and that's the last thing. We don't want to look like cable access. We want to look as professional as possible.
Essentially, when we're done with the taping of the show, we hand the ball off to Alex, and
he does all that.
Runs the touchdown.
Thank God
he does a
for
great
Alex.
job. Yeah, thank God for Alex.
I'm the only crew member. There's nobody else here. Yeah, it's my responsibility to make sure that the camera shots are set, make sure the lighting's satisfactory, make sure that their audio is run okay. We do a news scroll at the bottom of our screen every episode, so it's my responsibility to make sure the scroll information is typed up. I gotta pull up the program and get that on there, queue up tapes, everything. I run the whole entire production pretty much right from this chair. I've worked on countless shows. I have done musical programs, talk shows, informational shows, religious shows. I mean, I've done a huge extent of shows here. Over 100, maybe even over 200 in the 9 years I've been here. I specifically love NWCT because of the people. I'm studying television production. I want to go into the career of television production. And like any young boy with big ambitions, I want to have my own production company. And I have a strong belief that I can make that happen. But when I think back to it, and if that ever does happen, I owe everything to the people here. So I thank them for instilling everything that I know into my brain. And I can't be thankful enough for the friends I've met and for the knowledge that has been given to me. It's amazing.
I like the fact that you can come in for free and have a stage to tell your story on. The other thing I love about cable access is the people. The people who are here, all the different shows that are done, everybody puts their full effort into it. And when we first started coming here, this was like a house. Well, after 5 years, it's kind of become like a home.
It's really cool because it gives people who otherwise would never have a voice for these things that they're passionate about, a place to be heard.
And everybody needs a hobby.
It's awesome, man. I mean, without this show, life would just not be the same.
It wouldn't be fun.
It really wouldn't.